Don't close this. This video isn't what you think it is. I know what you clicked on. I know what that headline promised you, that your win is right around the corner, that you'd watch this video, and after that, everything would fall into place. I've seen dozens of videos like that, hundreds. Some have millions of views. And you know what that number tells me? Not that people are naive, not at all. It tells me how badly a person needs to believe in something. So badly that they'll believe almost anything just to avoid starting. Believing is easier than doing. Dreaming is safer than risking. And the entire industry you see in your feed is built on exactly one thing, on how much you love that warm feeling of any day now. And I'm not here to shame you for it. I'm here to do something different. I'm going to keep the promise that headline made. You really will watch this video before your win. Just not the way everyone else told you. Not because the universe sent you a sign, but for a reason that's far simpler and far more yours. Let me tell you what's actually happening when you watch a video where a smooth voice says, "You're on the threshold, it's all coming to you." In that moment, you feel good, genuinely good. And that's not a trick, it's chemistry. Your brain releases dopamine. Here's the catch though. Dopamine isn't a reward for achieving something. It's a reward for anticipation, for sweet expectation. Your brain barely distinguishes between something happening in reality and something happening in your imagination. It pays you right now, either way. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Scientists tested this in a lab. They asked people to vividly imagine, in full detail, their dream already coming true. Then they measured the body. Know what happened? Blood pressure dropped. Energy levels fell. The body relaxed, as if the goal had already been reached, as if there was nothing left to fight for. Do you see what that means? A video that promises your win is coming doesn't charge you up. It drains you. It lets you live the victory in your head. And that's exactly why you don't go after it in real life. It's not fuel, it's anesthesia. And the cruelest part, you walk away from a video like that feeling like you did something, like you made progress. There's warmth inside, your mind feels clear, it seems like you're on the right track, but you haven't moved an inch. You just felt movement without moving. Like a stationary bike, your pulse is up, you're sweating, but you never left the room. But why do I fall for this, you'll ask? Because your brain isn't a hero. I'm sorry to be blunt, but it's true. Your brain is a frugal accountant. Simply put, one of its jobs is to expend as little energy as possible whenever it can. And when faced with two options, clicking on the next motivational video to get a dopamine hit right now, or getting up to do something hard and unpleasant that will pay off later, it will almost always choose the first option. That's not your weakness, that's your biology. The person selling you "just believe" knows this biology very well. He's not a villain in a cape, he just found a button you press yourself, willingly. And here's the first good news in this entire video. Once you see it's a button, you're already halfway free. Someone who can't see it just keeps pressing. Someone who can see it gets to choose. I know someone. I'll call him Mark, though I've met dozens of Marks. Mark spent 8 years getting ready to start. He had everything figured out in his head, the plan, the dream, even the name of his future business. He watched videos. He followed success channels. He genuinely believed he was the kind of person who was about to take off. 8 years, 0 steps. And it's not that Mark was lying to himself on purpose. It's just that there's something scientists have actually measured. What you firmly intend to do explains at best a third of what you actually do afterward. Just a third. The other 2/3, that's habits, environment, fear, and the absence of one concrete first step. An intention isn't you. An intention is only who you'd like to be. Pause for a second. If you see even a little of yourself in Mark, hit like. Not for me. Just so this video finds someone else who's sitting right now with their own 8 years and one untouched dream. What comes next is the most important part. Now let me say something that tends to bother people. Those affirmations you're told to repeat. I am a winner. I am worthy. I attract success. For a lot of people, they don't just fail to work, they make things worse. This was tested too. People who deep down had real doubts, whose self-worth was already at 0, were given the phrase, I am someone worthy of love, to repeat. And you know what? They ended up feeling worse than people who repeated nothing at all. Because when you say something you don't actually believe, the gap between the words and the truth inside you doesn't close. It gets more visible. You're showing yourself exactly how far you are from those beautiful words. Think about that. The medicine they sold you hurts the most, the ones who were already hurting the most. It's not your fault it didn't work. It couldn't have worked. That's how it's designed. So what does work? If not dreaming, not affirmations, not signals from the universe, then what? Something so simple it's easy to miss. We spend our whole lives waiting for motivation before we start. When I feel like it, then I'll get going. But in reality, it works the other way around. Action comes first. Small, clumsy, uninspired action. And only then, following right behind it, comes motivation. Not before, after. This is what they know in places that work with people in the deepest holes, when there's no energy left, no sense of purpose. They don't say, wait until you feel like it. They say, get up, do one tiny thing, walk to the corner and back. And the person who didn't believe they were capable of anything gets a tiny but real piece of evidence. I did it. Then another, and another. That's what genuine self-belief is actually built from. Not a phrase in front of a mirror, from experience, from small, real, I handled it moments that you stack like bricks. Healthy belief doesn't sound like the universe will take care of it. Healthy belief sounds completely different. I'm capable of taking the next step. And if it gets hard, I'll figure that out too. Feel the difference? One kind of belief removes your responsibility and puts you to sleep. The other places responsibility in your hands and wakes you up. And that step has to be laughably small. Not change your life starting Monday. One push-up, one sentence, one phone call, one textbook open to one page. Small enough that failure isn't even an option. And that's the whole trick. A big goal scares the accountant brain. It sees an enormous bill of effort and refuses to pay. But a tiny step is so cheap that the brain doesn't have time to object. You slip right past your own resistance. Because every one of those ridiculously small steps isn't just a penny toward the result. It's a vote. A vote for the new person you're becoming. You did it, and you're no longer someone who wants to write. You're someone who wrote one sentence today, and tomorrow, another one. And one day you notice with surprise that you've become someone different. Not because you believed, because you kept showing up. I know someone else, a woman. I'll call her Diane. She had no motivation, no belief in herself. Worse off than Mark, she had years of nothing working behind her. But on an ordinary Tuesday, she didn't start a new life. She did one thing, 10 minutes. The next day, 10 more. She didn't wait for inspiration. She moved before it arrived. A month later, inspiration caught up with her. A year later, she was unrecognizable. And if you ask her what day everything changed, she won't name the day of a big decision. She named that ordinary Tuesday with 10 minutes. See the difference between Mark and Diane? Not talent, not character, not that someone got lucky and felt the energy. The difference is one thing. One waited until he wanted to. The other started before she did. That's the whole secret you've been chasing across hundreds of videos. There's a very old story about 2,000 years old. An owner goes away and leaves money with 3 people, each according to his ability. 2 put it to work and multiply it. But the third one is afraid. Afraid to lose it, afraid to fail, afraid it won't work out. So he buries his share in the ground, keeps it safe, loses nothing. And when the owner returns, it's that careful one he doesn't call wise. He calls him lazy. I didn't understand this story for a long time. Then I did. The biggest risk isn't failing. The biggest risk is burying what was placed in you and spending your whole life sitting on that little mound, telling yourself you're being careful. The Creator placed a design inside you, not so you could rehearse it in your imagination while beautiful videos play in the background. Not so you could keep it warm on dopamine and never pull it out of the ground. Let's come back to where we started, to that headline you clicked on. You'll watch this video before your win. You know what the lie was? Not the word win, the word watch. As if all that's required of you is to watch, to sit and observe as your win floats toward you through the screen. Thousands of people are watching right now, waiting for a sign, waiting for the stars to align, for the mood to come, for the universe to give the green light. And tomorrow, they'll wait again, and in a year. Waiting is a very comfortable place. It's warm there. It doesn't hurt. Nothing is required. But you pay for that comfort with the most expensive thing you have. You pay with your one and only life, one day at a time. Think about how much has already been spent. How many evenings went to videos that promised it would happen soon? How many times you went to bed with that warm feeling that it was all about to begin, and in the morning, nothing began. Not because you're a bad person, not because you're lazy by nature, but because you kept being gently put to sleep at the exact moment you almost woke up. I don't want to put you to sleep. I'm hesitant to wake you, but I'm going to. Because the truth, however sharp it may feel, is kinder than any beautiful lie. A beautiful lie leaves you where you are and pats you on the head. The truth grabs you by the shoulder and says, "Get up. You can. Right now." And now I'm going to keep the promise from that headline. You really are watching this video before your win. I didn't lie. But your win isn't something waiting for you somewhere ahead when the stars finally align. Your win starts the second you close this video and do one small thing you've been putting off. Not everything, not perfectly, not starting Monday. One thing. Today. Now. This is the moment you've been rehearsing for years, only it was never in the future. It was always here, one step away, in your hands. Not in the cosmos, not in this screen, in you. The old version of you is whispering right now, later, tomorrow, not yet. That's not wisdom. That's fear in nice clothes. And you have exactly one way to prove it's no longer in charge. Not by believing, not by dreaming, by doing. And here's my one question for you, which is also your first step. Write in the comments the one thing you've been putting off. One specific action. A named step is already halfway taken. After that, don't go looking for the next video. There will be 1,000 more, and each one will whisper that your win is close. But now you know the truth. Your win isn't close. Your win is in your hands, and it's one step away. Take it.